Bare Knuckle Fighting Championship is the premier organization in the sport of bare knuckle boxing, featuring top fighters from all over the world. And with me is David Feldman, who is the CEO and founder as well. Are you both? Okay.
Absolutely.
So tell me about this and why start this?
Bare Knuckle Fighting Championship is now the fastest growing combat sport in the world. There's no other combat sport promotion in the world that gets more views, that sell more tickets, other than the UFC. Everything else out there pales in comparison to what we're doing. I wanted to start bare knuckle fighting because I was in combat sports my whole life, and in order to really make a difference and do something big, I had to figure out how to do something different. So I came up with bare knuckle fighting, and it, met with a lot of objection for years and years and years. And then finally I got one regulator to believe in me, Brian Pedersen from Wyoming. He allowed me to be the first legally sanctioned, regulated bare knuckle fighting event ever in the history of the world. And from then we just took off to all over the world now.
Yeah. Now, why this versus boxing, MMA, or is it kind of a combination of that?
It is a combination of that. It's basically boxing without gloves. We call it dirty boxing because you can clinch and you can pull the head and you can punch. So you can do a little bit of clinch work, which they do in mixed martial arts. And then the rest of it is just boxing. It's punches only.
Yeah. When did you start that?
The first event was in 2018 after 9 years of attempting to get it legalized.
So you've been around now for, well, I guess almost 7 years. 6 years, 7 years.
Yep.
What do you contribite the success to?
I think it's just because it's so relatable to everybody. Like, I'm going to ask you, do you know what a omoplata is? No. It's a hold in mixed martial arts. It's a very popular hold in the UFC. Do you know what a bare knuckle punch is?
Yeah, I mean, I can imagine.
Right? Everybody else in the world does. It's just relatable. They've seen it, they've done it, they've been hit with it, they've hit someone with it. They just get it. So it's so relatable to the general public that I think that's why it's really, really catching on.
Now, you mentioned that you were in Wyoming. How many states are you in? How many countries are you in?
We're legal now in 38 states. We probably could be legal in almost every state now. There's just some we're not going to operate in right now.
Okay.
We've done events so far in 8 different countries, and I think in 2025 we're projecting 14 countries.
Now, how do you generate revenue? Through television, ticket sales, combination?
So we have an app called the Bare Knuckle Fighting Championship app, and we have a lot of subscribers on that. We also get television rights revenue from different television networks that we partner with. Ticket sales, we sell more tickets than any other combat sport around except for the UFC. So we generate a very significant amount of revenue on ticket sales and sponsorships. Sponsorships are a really big one for us.
Yeah, that would be huge.
We also sell the international rights, international television rights around the world, merchandise, co-branded products that we're doing. We just launched a new coffee and a new energy drink. So we have a lot of different avenues that we're taking to really gain revenue this year. Last year, from 2023 to 2024, we'll more than double our revenue. And from 2024 to 2025, we'll probably 5x our revenue.
Can you talk about what your revenue is?
Yeah, we're a little bit north of, we're a little bit under 30 million for 2024. We're projecting 67 million for 2024. For 2023, for 2024, and for 2025, we're projecting about 200 million.
And are Tiller and Conor McGregor partners? Do they work with you at all, or?
Yeah,
and if so, how?
He's been. He came in as an investor with the company. He's going to be an investor and a figurehead. He's look. When Conor McGregor talks, people are listening, so we brought him in.
Everybody knows who he is, right? So, yeah.
One of the most famous people in the world. So he's awesome. He's actually a real down-to-earth guy, and he really, really smart, great business acumen, and, he's great to have on our team.
Are the fights televised?
They're televised on, like I said, on our app. We also have a partnership with Fubo TV. We also have partnerships with a lot of different networks around the United States that we air our reruns on. We're working on 2 major television partnerships right now, and hopefully within the next 2 weeks, we're going to be able to announce those. We also have television rights deals with about 38 different countries around the world. So it's being watched. Our average event is being seen by about 7 million people live worldwide. So pretty significant right now.
Now, you were offered $200 million, right, for the league? I mean, talk about that, and you turned it down. What was the thinking about that decision?
I didn't. It's about money, but it's not about money, right? Like, everything's ultimately about money. But for this, it was a journey, and to leave a legacy and to get it to a certain point, and it's just nowhere near that point. I believe that when it exits, it's going to be a $2 billion exit. I don't think it's going to be a $200 million exit. So we weren't anywhere around where myself and the partners in Bare Knuckle Fighting Championship thought that we should exit. So we're sticking around, and hopefully we get that number in the next 3 years.
So finally, what is the exit strategy?
It's having either a large organization come in and buy us out, or having a funding group come in and take us out.
Or maybe an IPO.
Could be.
Could be.
We're actually looking at that.
Yeah. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Interesting
Appreciate
story.
it.
Thanks.